Good evening, and welcome to Cincinnati Preschool Promise Preschool Chat. I am Florence Malone, the Outreach and Enrollment Manager for Cincinnati Preschool Promise. And today, thank you for joining us here at Preschool Chat. I'm so very excited today. We have services that families can use, and we have some of my favorite organizations with us today. We'll be talking to them, finding out how is it they help families, what is it that they do, and how can families get involved with them. So I hope you're excited as I am, because I'm always excited to find out about new resources or untapped resources that I may not have been aware for our families. It's important that we get support systems outside of our regular support systems. So this is a great opportunity to learn about all the support systems that we know of and many more that they may be connected to. Hello, everybody. So I thank you all for joining us today. I'm very excited to hear about what it is you all do. And this, just to tell you, we're being broadcast live on Facebook. The chat box is available for comments during the webinar, so we may get a few questions. And if not, that's okay. Trust me, I have plenty of questions for you guys. And we're going to go ahead and get started because I want to be mindful of everyone's time. We're going to start out with Dawn Merritt from BJakers. She's the program manager. How are you doing this evening, Dawn?
Hello, Ms. Florence. It's so good to see you once again. Hello, Preschool Promise, and all of the partners that are represented on this evening. I promise you I will not take up much of your time. And I'm going to apologize to everyone now because I do have to log off. I have another engagement, so I just didn't want to be everybody, think I was being disrespectful. But I just want to make sure that everybody was aware. So I'm going to get started. Again, like Flo said, my name is Dawn Merritt from BJakers Parenting Center, and I wanted to take just a couple seconds to try to chat with you about some of the services that we have over at BJakers Parenting Center. I'm going to attempt to share my screen, and we're going to see if it works for me. Oh, it says you cannot share. Okay.
Hold on just a moment.
Okay. So while she is getting that ready, I'll start off just with a brief history. BJakers Parenting Center have been around for about 170 years or so. We started out as a orphanage,
Okay.
and we house children on our main campus in the cottages there. And so as time began to go on, the board decided that they wanted to do something where it involved more preventative services. So which is when we got the name changed to BJakers Parenting Center. And so we offer prevention services for our families who engage with us. One of the programs that I am directly over is our Kinship Connections. And I know you're probably thinking, like, what is Kinship Connections?
I was just getting ready to ask that, Dawn. Like, can you tell us what Kinship Connections is?
Yes. So kinship, that word, it's just any dedicated adult who is caring for a loved one's child. So it could be a grandmother, it could be an aunt, it could be a cousin, an uncle. It could just be a family friend. And so anybody who is caring for those children, we have services for you. We are here for you. And so those are some of the services that I want to talk a little bit about. Excuse me. So first of all, one of the services that we do offer is one-to-one coaching sessions, parent coaching. So I know sometimes parents, when these children come into care with them, sometimes they're parenting the second time around. And so, as you know, in 2022, things are totally different. So you hear words like stay woke and, all those good things, it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. What is the latest phase? TikTok. Everybody got the TikTok going on. Right, so there are some parents who are just really challenged with some of those things. And so we provide those coaching tools to those families and those parents and caregivers. We provide those tools just so they really can get those children to adulthood and get them there in a very safe way, in a way that it benefits the entire family. And so that's the one thing that we do offer. The second thing we offer in this program, we offer support groups. So anybody who is caring for a loved one, those children, we have support groups. We have whole sites that we've partnered with Mount Healthy Education and Learning Center. They host some Saturday classes for us. We also host some classes virtually where parents just kind of come together and connect, build that camaraderie, and just make sure that everybody knows that you're not doing this alone. We use that phrase years ago. It takes a village. It still takes a village. It still takes a village.
Yeah.
And so we want to be supportive to the village. We want to be supportive to the community. So we have those support groups. Like I said, they can connect virtually or they can connect in person. I know we're still, kind of in the COVID-19 spot, and some families are not really comfortable, congregating together in large settings. So we will make sure that those families can connect virtually. We also have a parent education series. It is our Triple P. It is an evidence-based program for those families who may be a sibling caring for a sibling and just have no idea how to care for a child. And so for those families, we have parent education classes, and it talks about discipline. It talks about communication. It talks about just the basics on how to be a parent. Now, we all know that parenting, there is no rule book. It didn't fall out the sky. If anyone finds one, please let me know, because I will eat the entire book.
I like a copy too.
And so I will eat the entire book. There is no turn to page 57 and you will know how to potty train. There is no page 63 that will tell you when to give a cell phone. You will be surprised at how many families are against giving the children cell phones. And so we try to coach them on, their maturity level and what is best for the family. I think about when I was growing up, Flo, we did not have cell phones. I have no idea what we did back then. Kisa, I don't even know. I don't know if we sent smoke signals or, birds. I don't know what we did.
Thank goodness we didn't. Thank goodness we didn't.
Yeah. You yelled out your window.
I have no idea what we did. But anyway, so now that we're here in 2022, these are some of the things that we deal with some of the parenting issues. And for those families who are just really there and they're in the thick of it, and we all know that when children are placed in different settings that are not their home, we know that trauma comes with that. And we are aware of that. And so we do offer behavioral health. And so I am trying to change how I use that word behavioral health. I want to use it as behavioral wellness. You know what I mean? To me, that's a little bit more empowering because behavioral health, it's such a big, broad, you know what I mean? It's huge. You could just be anxious and that's considered kind of like a mental. So I want to speak of mental wellness, and so we have that for the families that come into care or for the families that connect with us. It is a holistic approach. We support not only the children, but we support the family as well too. And the best thing about this particular program is it is open to grandparents, single moms, single dads, teen moms, everybody. We serve them all. And this is the bonus that I like to tell everybody. This service is at no cost to our families. It doesn't cost them anything.
Okay.
It may cost them a little bit of their time, and I promise we will use their time wisely. And that is really it. We have some other services within our program. We have our the character effect, and that is our social and emotional curriculum that we have. We also have Beyond the Classroom. That is school-based. Those are school-based services where we have kind of that that tier component. We have a therapist there. We have a CPST worker. We have a peer support worker, and then we have a team lead there. So just really supporting, again, holistically supporting everybody. So every needs are met that way. And so those are the programs that we do have. We also have our Parent Connects. In Parent Connects, we are in Tri-Health pediatrician's office, and we offer parent coaching to those families. the pediatricians and the doctors and the nurses decided they wanted something other than them trying to rush the families along to treat the children. They wanted someone there to say, hey, this parent has a question about this. I want to treat the kid, but I don't want to have to stop and talk about parent, or coaching a parent. And so there came Parent Connects. And so those are some of the programs that we do have to offer. Our Kinship Connections is listed under our With All Families. We did go through a name change. We were, child welfare within the organization, but again, we want to be empowering. We want to be strength-based. So we changed that to With All Families.
So
Right.
Don, let me just say, a lot of the programs that you were talking about sound so very awesome in that we know for a fact our families are in need of those programs. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, and I'm quite sure you've done it before, I'm going to ask each and every one of you, in fact, but to make sure that you send me a flyer so I can send it out into our parent group, and so we can send it out with our parent information so we can make sure that our families are able to access the services. And then that way we can even kind of put it on our website so then families will know, send it out to our providers, because we want to make sure that our families get the services that they need. A lot of times our families are asking for help, but they don't really know where to begin to look for help, and they don't really know what kind of help it is that they need. And so with that being said, if we have services, we want to be able to continue to pass the information on, reach one, teach one. So, or teach one, reach one, however the saying going.
Each one, teach one, reach one.
Yes. So Don, if it was one takeaway that you wanted us to know about your organization today, what would that be?
We are here to serve your families.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Servant leadership attitude. We are here to serve your families. Don, thank you so very much for giving us that information. I know you said you had to leave early. I look forward to having you again on Preschool Chat next year, because our last one will be in May, and then we'll start back up. So definitely, and make sure that you send me the information. So just in case we have families or providers that inquire, we can make sure we can get it over to them.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to chat with you all this evening. Thank you again, Preschool Promise, Ms. Flo and Lakeisha. You all enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Don. All right, so next up, we are going to have, drum roll, please. Hi, Edith, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited about you all because you are our newest partnership. And so I don't know if you want to speak or you want someone from your team to speak.
Yeah, we're excited to be here. We want to thank everyone for inviting us here to be on the call, Preschool Promise, and nice to meet everybody here who is here tonight to enjoy this panel. Before I begin about Mayo Home, I'd like to also introduce our team. First, my name is Adita Dolan Mayo, and I am the VP for Mayo Home. And we also have Dee McKinney. She is our clinical director, and we have Miss Angela Fox over there. She's holding her little baby. I don't know if you can see that pretty baby under her arm. And she is actually our therapist. So this is our core team. Mayo Home has actually, if nobody's heard of us, has actually been in existence for a little over 20 years. Like Beach Acres, we started off in a different area, providing group home services for Hamilton County and other surrounding counties in Ohio. About 6 years ago, we wanted to broaden our scope in servicing not only our clients in our group home, but really the community that's always been supportive of everything that we have been doing. So we added counseling services to our line, and we actually work with ages all the way from starting at 6 months old, all the way up into adulthood.
Oh, wow.
So teens, youth, parents, we do individual, we do families, we do groups, all with varying degrees of mental health, substance abuse, and also behavioral concerns. Of course, the question is, well, how do you work with such a young population when this is an age where they may be just learning their ABCs or learning to count, and it's exciting when they get potty trained, right? Like
Mhm.
that is such a win. And so trying to express themselves or, say what they're feeling sometimes doesn't come out in the words that an adult would say. So our therapist and our team really works hard with the child and the family to really make therapy and counseling fun, engaging, and interactive, because we know that talking to somebody who is 4 is different to talking to somebody who's 6, who's 10, and even teenagers and adults. It's a team effort for us to work with that young population. We have to work with the care providers and also the family. It just isn't this one-on-one that our therapists do. Additionally, what I'd like to say makes Mayo Home a little bit different from other service providers is we're really on the ground and really going into the community where our clients are at. While we have office locations, what we find is, especially with moms or parents, drop off is at 6 p.m. sometimes, right? Or pick up. And that's the best time to speak with the parent. So our team is really available and flexible during those times, working with the guardians or the parents and the care centers. We are able to go to the community, meet in their homes. We can meet at the care center, wherever they're comfortable. And
Now I do have a question.
Mhm.
So, because I know you said you work with adults and you work with children, what I found is that a lot of times what providers or caregivers or parents classify as maybe behavior problems, what we don't realize is that our children are little replicates of ourselves. And so a lot of time that problem streams from the input, and it results in an output. And so what I want to know is, do you do counseling with the parents, like
Yes.
for themselves?
Yes. So, and our team will tell you, oftentimes at a younger age, it's really working with the parents more so than the youth who's at that younger age, pre-kindergarten, right? So we work with that core team that is there helping that child or raising that child. That could be grandma, that could be uncle, that could be mom, that could be dad. We're there to talk to all the supportive partners and family members who are a part of that child's life, because we all know how a kid may act at daycare may be different from how they act at grandma's house to how they act at dad's house. So we're all seeing different behaviors, and we all need to be on one page in order to, set those goals and work together to address whatever that child needs to get them to the next goal, right?
The other
And
thing
so,
too that happens sometimes is that, as parents and caregivers, we have an expectation of how things are supposed to go. I know for me, it was really hard, or it can be really hard with my granddaughter, because I was raised a certain way by my mom, far as being from a generation where you do what it is I say to do. And in today's generation with these children, you actually have to kind of give them a choice, which was different for me because, as I said, my mom was kind of like, hey, this is what I told you to do, and you do it. So I had to kind of work with a therapist to help me understand and learn that it was a different way for me to do it. But I think a lot of times the parents fear the word therapy. And that's why I'm asking that particular question, because I just want to talk about how you interact with parents.
Yes, and our team member, Angela and Dee, feel free to chime in, but really it's the approach. And, sometimes parents don't always want to listen to what the child care provider is seeing or what they're expressing is going on with their child, or maybe the parent is unemotionally just not there, right? Because there are other things that are happening in the parent's life right now where they're like, I'm unemotionally, like, I'm detached this right now because I have to worry about ABCD, and I can't worry about, what's going on with my 3-year-old right now. And so that's where our team really jumps in. Our therapists are also partnered with case managers to do that, to work with the parents as well.
Yeah, I can chime in a little bit if that's okay.
Go for it, Angela.
Just from the therapist perspective, the biggest thing that I'm starting to see is about rapport building, being there and around the families, showing your face, and a lot of education. A lot of times the families just don't have that educational piece to know what therapy looks like and how flexible it is. So I think it's important to kind of get out there. We go to the daycares, we go to the home, we go to the schools, and really just educate these families about our services, what it looks like, and how it can benefit them.
Yeah, and so I know, as I said, you guys are a new partner for us, and so I know we've gotten a couple of our providers hooked up and connected with you all, and so definitely want to make sure that we have your information on file. I know we do, but if you can send me a flyer directly, then I'll make sure Sydney and myself will make sure that it gets in the provider group, because we want to make sure that sometimes families don't feel comfortable going through their providers, and so we want to make sure that our families can actually get that information on their own.
Yes, we have all that information and I will send it to you. And like I said, we're excited to be partnering with Preschool Promise and the providers here who may need our services.
So if you got one takeaway for the day that you want our families to know about your services, what would that be?
We have no waiting list. So if you're waiting to see somebody, to speak to them right now, Mayo Home does not have a waiting list, and we are ready to serve you right now.
And that is good to know. Thank you. Yeah, because there are people with, we appreciate that.
Yes. We will not wait lists. I'm the clinical director. I will come out to someone's house and do an assessment, treatment plan, and therapy before I put them on a wait list. If you need help, you need it now. You don't need it three to 6 months from now.
Thank you. We appreciate you sharing that. That's a great piece of information to know. So thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
So next we're gonna go to Maria Menkamp. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me. I love seeing all my friends at Preschool Promise, huh?
Yes, very excited. You guys, one of your programs was our pitch night winner. So yay.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to hear about what it is that you have to offer and how you're going to be working with our families.
I will. Let me tell you a little bit. I don't know if everybody knows what CoStars is. CoStars is a program that is under the umbrella of Best Point, and if Best Point Education and Behavioral Health. And if you don't know what Best Point Education and Behavioral Health is, if you think about the Children's Home and you think about St. Aloysius, they both got married and they became Best Point. So that is Best Point, and CoStars is programming of early childhood services under Best Point. And so I am a supervisor of a couple of the different programs that we have here. Under CoStars, we have early learning centers here in Madisonville. We also have one in Westwood. They're quality early learning centers. We have they're working, one's a 5-star step up to quality. The other one's working towards that step up in Westwood. We have Spark Home Visitation, which I'm going to talk to you about tonight a little bit more. We also have Hippie Home Visitation, Every Child Succeeds, some of you may have heard of. We have something new, is parent cafes we're starting to offer. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We have Kaleidoscope Play and Learns going on, and those are at libraries in Westwood now. That'll begin next week, actually. And we have them in Norwood. So if you're open to going to Norwood or Westwood Library, you can visit those and enjoy our Play and Learns. CoStars has after school enrichment in some of the Cincinnati public schools. Camp by Can, we run a day camp for kindergarten age children and above here at the main campus. We do a lot of the similar programming that you might see. I think that Ida was talking about, because we have the mental health services, behavioral health services here. I don't supervise it, but when our families are in need, we contact them and they help us out connecting them to services like that. But Spark is supporting partnerships to assure ready kids. This is the partnership we're doing with Cincinnati Preschool Promise. Spark is a home visitation program. We work with families with children of 3 and 4 years old. They can be enrolled in preschool. It can be a standalone preschool program as well. But what it really is really bringing the preschool work into the home and developing a really rich early learning home environment. And we do that with multiple books that, that children get. We do that with lesson plans. We do it through modeling. So we have, we will work one-on-one with the child, and then also the parent will get to see that happening. And then we leave it all with the family so that they can enjoy that work until our next visit. There's all the learning domains that we'll work on, or language, literacy, science, math. So we do cover all the learning domains. A nice thing about Spark is if there's red flags, we do assessments and screenings. So we want to know where the child is. If we see that the child's in need of behavioral health services or if there's speech services, we have those as partners in our program, so we can connect them without having the family go through all the red tape to get registered for those type of services and screen. We just fast pace that right into the family. What else can I say? The parent partner, the visits are about twice a month, more if needed. The child, through those assessments, we really get to see where the child's at developmentally, and we can tailor the assessments, the visit, to bring in skills and materials so that we really help the family conquer the skill the child might be lacking in. So if they're low in writing or recognizing colors and shapes, and we'll bring in additional materials. We'll recognize that, and we set those learning goals around with the family to conquer those. So it is a very big partnership with the parent or the primary caregiver. The primary caregiver, we use parent loosely. It could be grandma, it could be an aunt, uncle, whoever is that really primary adult in that child's life. That's who we want to kind of work with.
Well, let me say, I'm excited about Spark. One, because anything that helps get our children ready for kindergarten excites me. And second, look, I'm going to tell my age. I was kind of born out of a parent cafe. And so I was, before it was over there with you guys, when Carolyn
oh my goodness,
started long time ago. I won't tell either one of our ages. I used to attend parent cafes, and I took the what was it called back then? Oh gosh, Strengthening Families training.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're launching them again.
Yes, so I was trained as a Strengthening Family coach. And
oh good.
It's one of the things that kind of fuels my need for outreach and enrollment with families and parents, because I went through that model, and one of the first centers that ever offered it, which was Vision's Early Learning Center, really telling my age. I was one of their parents there, and then I went through parent cafes there as a parent, but then I became a worker there. I became one of their family.
You became a facilitator.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
that's
so
good.
Carolyn trained me. And
we're going to be calling on you, I'm sure.
I don't know about that, but I do believe that the model helps strengthen our families. And I look forward to working with you all as well. I look forward to working with you all, because I think that's one of the things that our families lack in today's world.
Well, I'll make sure to connect with you to let you know when those dates and locations are secured. The ones that the Kaleidoscope Play and Learns, they are already happening and ready to go. So we've got, I think I sent a flyer off a couple of days ago to you. That's at the Westwood Branch Library. The first one's going to be held this Tuesday at 10:30. So those are for any family with children under the age of 5.
Okay, and I don't believe I received that, so if you
Okay.
can send it to me again, I'll make
Those are
sure
a lot
to
of fun.
post it in our parent group as well.
Yeah, so we're going to look to try to expand those a little bit more. We're looking for locations to host them. Right now, the first one's going to be in Westwood.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you have one takeaway about your program today, what would it be?
Oh, empower. We work with families to really meet them where they are, and then just kind of lift them up and empower them to reach the best point they can be at.
And I would have to agree with you, because as I said, I am a product of the parent cafes from the olden days. So
yeah, I love it. Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Next up, we have Elizabeth Hickerson. And so Elizabeth, she was last year's, her organization, Peanut Butter and Jam, was last year Pitch Night winner. So Elizabeth, welcome to Preschool Chat. Tell us all about your program, how you work with families, how you work with providers, and what you have to offer.
Sure. Hello, and thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm really excited to be here. Like I said, I'm the education director for Linton Peanut Butter and Jam Sessions. I've had the great honor, actually, of teaching music to some of our CPP preschoolers this year. We've known for a really long time that music helps kids, and the earlier that they have that exposure, the better. The reason this is that children learn music the exact same way that they learn language. So just like French or English or Spanish, the earlier you start learning music, the easier it is to become fluent. What's great about this is that actively making music, especially in young children, is one of the absolute best things you can do to help their brains wire themselves in an organized way. For example, like keeping a steady beat helps children learn to understand patterns, which is a skill that's critical for math. Learning to sing in tune helps children, their ears differentiate between similar sounds, which is an important skill for early literacy. Group music classes also help children develop gross motor skills and fine motor skills and cooperation and many other things. And so over the course of the past year, I've been working with actually 6 Preschool Promise preschools. I'm going in once a week, work with 3 and 4-year-olds for 30 to 40 minutes a week. We have so much fun. The children have no idea how much their brains are changing just in that little short amount of time. We sing, we play instruments, we dance, we move, we listen to great music. We have a blast. Some of our teachers have said it's their favorite time of the week. And we're looking forward to expanding the program next year by adding some professional development sessions for any teacher who wants to bring music into the classroom, by adding some more preschools to our roster. I'm incredibly grateful that CPP has given us this opportunity to share music with these preschools. I cannot wait to see how it expands in the future. But before we came into the schools, Peanut Butter and Jam was, and still is, a concert series for preschool age children to enjoy with their families. Throughout the year, we take instruments from the orchestra to different communities, and we introduce preschoolers to music in a really super fun way. Just like in our music class, we dance, we move, we pretend to play the cello. But here, children get to interact with like a real violin, or they get to touch a real flute or talk to an amazing pianist. So these concerts are created specifically for preschool students. No one sits still at a Peanut Butter and Jam concert. They are moving and active the entire time. Right now, this spring, we are actually partnering with Madcap Puppets to tell the story of the Frog Prince with puppets and music. We have 3 more public performances that you can come to in April. This summer, we will be performing outdoors at libraries and community centers with a steel drum band. We're having steel drum summer, celebrating all things Caribbean, never known. I've heard rumors we're going to hear a little bit of Under the Sea. We might even hear We Don't Talk About Bruno. We don't talk about that. And the best part is right now, all of our concerts are free, and we're hoping to continue that in the future. We're working on getting some funding to make them free for everyone. So all you have to do is show up. It's really great. You don't have to plan complications. I would love to see your families at a concert really soon. If you would like to follow along and kind of know when we're going to be in your neighborhood, or if you know of a location that would love a concert like this, please get in touch with us. You can, if you're on Facebook right now, go up to that little search that one, I don't know, that little search bar and put in PBJ Sessions. You can follow us. If you message us on Facebook, I'll be the one to get that message. So I'll be in touch. You can also go to our website, peanutbutterandjam.org. And if you go through that contact form, I'll be the person who answers that. You can also email me at elizabeth@lintonmusic.org, or if you're on the Zoom call, you can just direct message me here and I'll make sure that you're on our mailing list too. So I would love to talk to you. I think that's everything that I really have to say about it.
Let me just say this, Elizabeth. Last year,
yes,
I don't know if you remember the little twin boys with the locks. Those are actually my grandsons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw them this morning.
Yes, yes. And so Kane and Legend.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come home telling us all about their music because they think they have it all down by themselves. So they're like doing mini concerts for us. And when you said it, it just triggered to me like, that's why we keep getting concerts, because of
I'm not sorry.
Because I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what? And they're making drums and they're like, listen to this, Gigi. Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, they're
so
sweet.
Definitely
they're
making
sweet.
a difference. I just thought about it like, oh, wait, like.
Yeah, I love hearing stories like that. We're actually with all the preschool classes, we're going to do a little recital next week. So we'll be getting, or 2 weeks from now, sorry, on Tuesday, we'll be getting all of them together and doing the Mad Cat program after they get to sing for us for about 15 minutes. So it's going to be really fun. I can't wait.
I'm very excited about that. Hopefully I'll be able to get myself together so I can come and view the drums, because I'm telling you, the little concerts they put on. In fact, I'm looking forward to our Easter concert because I know it's going to happen.
There you go. It's great.
And if you had one takeaway for us today, Elizabeth, what would that be?
I would say don't underestimate the impact that music can have on kids. It's really a powerful tool that helps with so many other different things besides just helping with music. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. It was great talking to you. I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming. So next on our list, we have, and I say this with all the love in my heart, her and I have been partners for a while now. Tiana Henry from one of my favorite programs. All you guys are going to be my favorite programs. The Imagination Library. And I have to say it with a spark just because I am a writer. And so it's always been a secret goal, don't tell nobody, or for me to write kids' books or children's books. So maybe one day we'll see. Hi, how are you this evening?
Hello, Flo. It is so good to be here. And yes, you will write your children's book because that's how they got started. That's how a lot of these wonderful authors did. They just had an idea and went for it. So you can go for it.
Yes, it will happen. You have said it and we're speaking it into existence.
Yes, definitely. I really could see you doing that and having fun doing that too. Yes, it's great to be here. I'm Tiana Henry, as Flo stated. I do manage two programs, Imagination Library and Reach Out and Read. Some of you are familiar with Reach Out and Read. It's the program where you get the free books with every well child check in the clinics in Cincinnati. So a lot of our clinics underserved have that problem. And have that program. And then we also have Imagination Library that ended up coming on as a companion with Reach Out and Read. And Imagination Library is a program for children from birth to age 5 where they get free books in the mail until their 5th birthday. And it's completely free for all children in Ohio. Again, it is completely free for all children in Ohio. How do you go about joining this wonderful program to get a free book every month? All you do is go to www.ohioimaginationlibrary.org and you sign up. You don't have to give any credit card account, any of that mess. You just give your information and give a correct address. And you should be getting some books in the mail within 30 to 60 days. We know the post office has been a little challenged lately. So if you hear parents saying they didn't get their books, we didn't get our books either. So it's just been an interesting ride, but we are very, very appreciative of our mail carriers because we know they handle a lot of stuff and they're going through a lot of changes. And we know sometimes it takes a while, but we just want our parents to be patient. And when they get their books, they're so excited. So the main thing I just want to stress is early reading. You know, the beginning, the earlier you start, people say, are you supposed to read from birth? Yes. Why? Because that child can hear those words, that child can hear your voice, that child can be familiar with some soothing melodies of your wonderful voice of reading a children's book. And when you start a behavior early on, you continue the behavior. So if you start from birth, you'll continue through when a child is a infant, a toddler, and then on up. So they're familiar with books, and next thing you know, they'll be reading to you, which is something that, you know, every parent, that is just the proudest moment. When you find out your child can read, it's like you almost hit the lottery. You know, I have an 8-year-old and she's a really good reader, and she was a part of the program in its pilot stages. And these kids, when she's 3 years old at the mailbox, where's my book? Mommy, where's my book? Is there a book for me? Did my mail come? You know, it is very important to them to get mail because they feel very important. So not only does it foster a love for books, but, you know, this child is really connected because when the book comes in the mail, it has her name on it. It has the child's name on it. And so they have some ownership of their book, you know, and they get really creative. You know, I've seen children get their own book bag and have all their books in a book bag. And then some of them will make bookshelves. I've seen some creative, innovative bookshelves that, you know, they decided to make so that they have their space for their books. So again, with this program, again, it's free thanks to all our donors, and actually the First Lady of Ohio, Fran DeWine, actually expanded the program. So we were only in CPS districts, but we were able to go through the whole Hamilton County through what she saw. Again, her grandchildren got the books, and she said, I want this for all the children in Ohio. So
I'm really glad that you guys are in existence and hopefully continue to grow, because I feel as though that's one of the things that's becoming a lost art is the love and appreciation of books. You know, there's something about, for me, holding a book in hand and being able to turn pages. And so I think that that is something that we need to install in our younger children, because everybody wants to do stuff on their phones, not realizing they're ruining their eyes. But you know, we definitely need to kind of just get back to that standard way. And so hopefully your program will help some of our children appreciate the love of books. I love a good book and the feel of the pages. And so I appreciate you coming out this evening. Now, if you have one takeaway about your program today, what would that be?
The takeaway is go to www.ohioimaginationlibrary.org. The next time you're at a baby shower or at somewhere with small children, as soon as that baby is born, make sure they register do not register. I've had very anxious parents who are pregnant. They know what day, talking about, I know when a C-section is, Flo. I said, it don't work like that, okay? And then she called me back like, okay, it was one change. So you gotta wait till you have a live birth. But then
okay,
give that information out to these parents. They can have that book right there when that baby is there, and they can start their reading journey that can open up so many doors.
And definitely what I'm going to say is make sure, I know you did in the past, but send me some information again so I can make sure I plug it in our groups.
I sure will.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Miss Leslie Jones from 4 C's for Children. And why am I excited? Because Leslie Jones is here. Well, one, because it's Leslie Jones. 2, because we're going to be talking about the services that 4 C's offer for parents. Oftentimes in our world, Cincinnati Preschool Promise, when we speak about 4 C's, we talk about 4 C's and how they work with the providers. But today we're going to be talking about how 4 C's as an agencies work with you guys, our parents. So take it away, Ms. Leslie.
so sorry, Flo. I wish it was Leslie Jones just for you, but it's actually Leslie Johnson.
I am so sorry that I said Leslie Jones. And see, that's how excited I was.
I get it. I get it. Thank you. It's such a pleasure being here. Thank you for your partnership. We have done amazing things with Cincinnati Preschool Promise and really plan to continue to work hard and with you all to make sure that we tackle childcare, because we recognize that childcare is critical. And I'll give you just a little bit of background into 4C. So 4C was founded in 1972 in Cincinnati by a coalition of agencies and funders with a purpose and intent of coordinating and advocating for quality childcare for working families. So we are celebrating our 50th year this year, being in service for families and for providers. Children are born full of promise, and the adults in their lives have the responsibility to keep their minds active, their bodies healthy, and most importantly, our hearts happy. So that's why 4C for Children supports everyone who cares for young children in our community, from the parents to the child care providers. And when a child receives the best care and education early on, then that's when we know they'll have a successful life going forward. So children need quality childcare and early education to enter kindergarten ready to learn. So we partner with parents to make sure that, or the providers first, to make sure that there is quality childcare available in our community. And like Flo said, we do that through coaching and training of providers and centers so that they are equipped to provide that quality care that children need. When it comes to our vulnerable families who need affordable childcare to maintain their jobs and to take care of their responsibilities, we have our family and community services. And if you want to call us at 4C, you can give us a phone call and we will connect you to a quality child care provider. You can also go online to our website and just put your information in there, and we will also connect you with quality child care that way. We also have a new entity that has a part of 4C now, and it is our family community support. And what that part of our agency does is we help those who are interested or already in the foster care system, foster care program, to navigate that. So we'll start everything, we'll do everything from the beginning of your application to the follow-up, whatever part you need support in, we're there to walk you through and assist you. And we advocate for quality childcare on the local level, on the state level. We are fierce advocates of having a quality childcare program in every corner of the city so that parents have that opportunity to feel at ease when they go into their workplace and they don't have to worry about, what's happening with the child. They know that the child is in a quality place, learning and being protected and well cared for.
Yeah, that's so important in today's world. I mean, we as parents, as grandparents, kinship, we have enough worries without having to worry and the thought about who's taking care of our children. So I appreciate 4C being there to take care of that, to help parents get information with regards to who should they go to. I always reference parents over the 4Cs when they ask me, even though we have providers listed on our website, but I always tell them to go through the 4C service to learn more about who they should be working with, because you guys have specialists there trained to help parents do that.
That's exactly right. And we will give them a list of what to look for in a quality program. So it's a little brochure. You can take it in and check the boxes as you are going through that program to say, or at that family child care provider to say, hey, I see that you're doing this. Tell me more about it. So it allows you to have that conversation that you have to have your comfort level be exactly where it should be when you leave your child in their care.
Yeah, the other thing, what you just said is what you should be looking at in a quality childcare. And I think one of the things with regards to our parents and quality, they really don't know. I always tell people quality is based on whatever a parent needs.
Yes.
And so they know that you guys are giving them some direction as regards to like, well, here's what we deem, or here's what the system, because it's hard for them to grasp. They're like, I just need somebody to help me and keep my child. And that system has changed, because now you not only want someone to keep your child, but you want someone to educate your child as well.
Exactly, because those first 5 years are critical. And we can't just, it used to be enough to send my children in front of Sesame Street and they're going to learn in Sesame Street, but that's just not the case. We know that we have to have their minds actively learning and learning through play.
I got to tell you though, Leslie, everything I learned from Sesame Street.
We can start there. We just can't end there.
Well, I mean, that Sesame Street was different than what it is now. So
you got a point. You have a point, Flo. And just wanted to also let everyone know that we have our offices in Swell, Southwest Ohio, so in Cincinnati, as well as in the Dayton, Miami Valley area as well.
Okay, and Leslie, if you had one takeaway about your organization today, tell me what that would be.
I would say we're a full service agency. We take care of providers and parents from birth through school age. And so we work diligently to create and to assist others in creation of quality childcare.
That's awesome and very important and much needed. Yeah, I appreciate all you all taking the time out today to come spend time with me on Preschool Chat. I don't think we had any questions up here. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. The sun keeps beaming in. I don't know if you see like this halo that I have here going on and stuff. And so I want to thank you all for attending Preschool Chat today, telling us about your services, what you have to offer. I want to make sure that you get your information over to me so we can put it in our group, our Facebook parent group and our provider group, because some providers may not be aware of your services, but we also want them to help us connect our families to your services as well. Next Preschool Chat, May the 26th from 6 to 7. Oh my God, we're going to be talking about and with Cincinnati Preschool Promise. Who are we and what is it that we do? Yes, we'll have our whole team on and we'll be discussing in detail how Cincinnati Preschool Promise works and the reason why we all work for it and why we do what we do, how important our mission is to our families and to our providers. So please join me next month, May the 26th, as we talk with the team of Cincinnati Preschool Promise, find out more about us. We'll be telling you some of our personal stuff because we are people too, about some of the things that we like to do. As I said, I learned everything from Sesame Street. And so, we'll be sharing little tidbits and secrets. Until next time, thank you for attending Cincinnati Preschool Chat. I'm sorry, I said Cincinnati Preschool Promise. I said it right, yeah.